where those guys were from the beginning of the spring to obviously to the spring game. Now, shit, by far, we got a long way to go, right? But I was excited about where those guys are. I thought that we took a step forward this spring.
You guys had a lot of competitive plays out on the island.
Yeah. At the cornerback position for sure. We had guys that not just were competitive when the ball was in the air, but you saw, I think, Trey Norwood and Trey Brown come to mind, and when that ball's caught on a smoke screen or a quick hitch, like those guys are trying to minimize the gain. So they were competitive across the board.
Just the spring game, but what does an interception by Miguel mean in terms of his confidence?
Confidence. I mean, you're a young guy. You're out there in front of whatever it was, 50,000 people. Everything's moving fast for you, and to settle down and to go through his progression for that call, to read his keys and to fall back off on the seam ball and make that pick, man, that was incredible for him. Very happy for him, and you could tell, he kind of relaxed a little bit, okay, because he got what we call, a little money, right? So he relaxed and played a lot better, throughout the rest of that spring game.
What kind of steps have you seen him take since he's been here?
For him, it's obviously, he's got a lot to work on from a physical standpoint, just getting in the weight room and, getting stronger and bigger. But the steps that I saw were on the field. He's an aggressive kid by nature. And he had to kind of pull back a little bit on his aggressiveness and actually go through his key reads, his progression, his communications. So you saw that get a little bit better each day and every week. And in the spring game, I thought his communication and his understanding and relaying the communication back to the safeties was awesome.
We talked about Buki for the last month. Was Saturday just sort of an example of what he's done the entire time?
Listen, I don't know what Buki's potential will be. I could just tell you, he's a football player, and Saturday, hopefully gave you guys a glimpse of what we've been seeing, since he's been here. It's just everything happens easy for him. He's patient, he's calm, he just kind of understands where the ball's going to be and how to get there and make plays. He's just one of those guys that has a knack for putting himself in a position to make plays.
When you have a guy like Trey Norwood who played a lot as a true freshman, now going into the second year, what's the jump that you expect to see from a guy like him from your league?
Looking for leadership for him. Obviously he's got some things that he's got to work on for his craft, fundamentally, which he's done that. He's improving his technique. He's playing a lot faster. He's got a better understanding of the game. But really just leadership. He's played a lot of football for us. He's got to walk on this field with a lot of confidence. He's played against some tough competition. So I'm looking for him to be the first guy in line to show the guys, how to do the drills, how to practice, how to compete. First one in the meeting room to take notes, things like that. So I want to see a mental jump from his game, because physically, he's developing the right way. Now we just got to bring that other piece, which is the mental part of the game, and putting it all together and being a leader for these guys, for the whole group, not just the cornerback position.
Is that hard for a guy? He's played a lot, but he's still pretty young.
He's not a freshman anymore. When you played the amount of plays that he's played, the games that he's played, he understands what it takes to have success, now. So he's got a great taste for it, being a true freshman. So, he's got to move forward. He's got to step his game up, and I put those expectations on him.
How difficult was it to evaluate things when Chance and Robert basically missed the entire spring?
It's tough, man. That would probably be the disappointing part for me, spring, is because I had hopes of one of those two guys, having played for us last year, Chance being here for a couple of years, on trying to settle that free safety position down. Now, obviously, Patrick played, Justin Broyles played that position, but you still really don't have a great feel for what you got there, because these guys missed basically 15 practices in the spring.
The recruits you guys had, how hectic was that? How fun was that?
You know what? It wasn't. People think it was hectic. Try doing that a year ago or 2 years ago when you're playing TCU and you got 18 kids. This weekend was actually awesome because although we have a spring game, we got so much time to hang out with the families, to hang out with the recruits, to spend time with these guys, to get to know them. So it wasn't hectic at all. It was actually one of the best recruiting weekends that I've been a part of, because you have all that time on Friday, Saturday, and then Sunday. So it was awesome, unbelievable.
So you like the rule that allows y'all to have that big recruiting weekend visits this weekend?
I do as of right now. I don't know how it's going to hurt us on the back end, but I like being able to have that kind of time. I like having it on, with the spring game. I like it when our current players' families are around, when the NFL guys comes back, and you got something special, like what they had for Coach Stoops. It's just so much activity around campus, and if you can build something like that, for every spring game when you're having that big recruiting weekend, boy, does it send a message to the parents and the recruits.
You could tell that the goal was to have a pretty big weekend, but could you sense it by like Friday afternoon that it was just going to blow up?
We had all thought that it was going to be a huge weekend, just because we knew the things that we had planned and the activities that were going to be around it. But it turned out way better than what we could have even anticipated, just with that atmosphere. And again, the NFL guys being around, all of our players' families around, our young guys working and doing a great job recruiting for us. It was a tremendous atmosphere and weekend for us.
I imagine you got pretty good feedback from the recruits. I mean, obviously the impact already speaks for itself, but
yeah, I would say that you know, I'm in position now to where I've got to do the Heisman pose on some of these guys, you know, because we've got guys that want to jump in the boat, and quite frankly, I mean, we got to slow down on them right now. We're only taking a certain number at that position, which is a shame, because all the guys that were in here this weekend are top level kids and can all come in and help and play for you. But I'd much rather be in that position, you know, than having to go out and chase these guys.
Scrambling around the last week before signing day or something.
That's right. And you never know. I mean, you know, you got guys that are committed to you, and you hope that they're, you know, that they stick to the program. But it's still going to be a process to recruit them. I mean, you can't just because you got them now. You know, to me, what the thing that hurts you is now you've got a little bit longer to kind of babysit and take care of these guys. You know, because of the spring visits. So that's going to be the challenge.
I want to ask